Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a quick and easy one, and I'm going to show you 4 different ways to draw anime eyes. So let's jump into it. So the first one that we're going to do is kind of a wide open eye, and it's very common in a whole lot of anime, and it's a female eye that is good for. It's just a very standard look that works for a whole lot of characters. So what we're starting with is an arc shape that goes across the top, and then this line here that defines the right corner of the eye, we're only going to bring that down about halfway, just down to about here. We might carry the line out a little bit more, so I just drew it lightly down toward the center of the eye right here. And then we'll draw a really big iris that takes up the majority of this empty space in here. And we'll put in a little highlight over here on the right hand side. And I'm kind of just slopping these lines in right now, but I'm going to go through and clean them up before we're done. And put in the pupil. Kind of a small pupil for such a big iris, but it just helps it to make it look more full and expressive. And so in this eye, we'll have this lash line here be pretty heavy. So what we're going to do is build up this area over here, and then add a few, like literally a few, like 3 lashes that go out this way. Like that. And then we'll darken this down here a little bit. And kind of clean this up just a little bit. Okay. So the other thing that we're going to do here now, after I fill in the iris or the pupil, the other thing that we're going to do is put in a shadow, which would be if the light is coming this way and hitting over here, leaving this little highlight here, part of the eyelid would be casting a shadow over the iris. So we're going to go like this and put in a small shadow right under the eyelid. And fill that in. And we'll darken this line down here just a little bit, give it a little more definition. And I'm also going to darken the entire pupil just a little bit too. And where it goes toward this highlight, I'm going to leave it a little bit lighter. And we'll add a small line right here, right above the lash line, to kind of suggest a top eyelid. And we'll go up with a really simple curved, highly curved anyway, eyebrow. And we'll keep it pretty thin. Most anime characters don't have very thick eyebrows. They're more just lines to kind of suggest that an eyebrow's there. And there is one. And then let me actually go in with a different pencil and darken it a little bit, because it's showing up pretty light on camera actually. Yeah, that's really not helping a whole lot. I have my light pointing right over here, as you can see from the shadow, and it's reflecting off that pencil and making the whole thing look kind of gray and washed out. Okay, so second we're going to do another style that's quite a bit different actually. This one is going to be very wide open, so it's almost going to have a surprise look. And what we're going to do is make sort of a backwards C shape, and this is going to be the top and part of the side of the eye, the top lash line into part of the side, and it's broken here in the middle on the right side, sort of like this one, but this side breaks away from the bottom line about right there, and we'll make that pretty heavy on this right side. And this one will not have individually defined eyelashes like the first eye. Instead, we just have one thick line right here that suggests all the eyelashes as kind of one shape. And we'll add a little line there for a top lid. And this one's going to have another big big iris, but instead of being so wide and circular, this one's going to be oval and very long. I'll put a highlight here, put in a pupil there, and we'll add another highlight down there. And these narrow, long pupils in a wide open eye kind of give a surprised or alert kind of look. Darken the pupil. This one's still not showing up very well either. My lighting situation is a mess. I'm gonna work on that. And this one, this whole eye is going to be a little bit darker than the other one. So I'm going to go over the whole thing and really darken it. And then just like over here how we had the shadow that was cast from the top eyelid on top of the iris, we're going to do the same thing, but it's a little bit more dramatic. So we're going to cut it across the middle and then color in this, or darken in this whole area here, almost as dark as the pupil. And we'll darken this just a little bit too. So there's that one. And this one's actually basically done. You can add an eyebrow for this guy too if you want, or girl. This is more of a feminine eye over here. So next we're going to do kind of an angry eye. Well, not kind of, it is an angry eye. Something a bit more expressive. So we're going to start with a little tiny diagonal line there that defines the right, or excuse me, the left corner of the eye, like toward the tear duct. And then we're going to bring this one out, and this top line is not going to be curved at all. We're going to keep it really straight, and that just conveys kind of a mean, angry look. And same with the bottom. We're going to leave that basically straight, and then add in maybe a little bit of a broken line that goes up toward this top corner to form the inner corner of the eye where the nose would be. And we'll add in a pretty good sized pupil, or excuse me, iris. And we'll put in a really big shine right there, a highlight, just for fun. I'm gonna take out this line right here. And then a pupil's gonna kind of hug that highlight right over here on the left. Darken that in quite a bit. And we'll add again, the top eyelid. And we're keeping all these lines kind of harsh and straight. Soft lines and curved lines make a more open and soft looking eye, but this one we don't want that. We want it to be a little bit more aggressive, a little angry looking. And we'll also add in an eyebrow, keeping everything pretty angular. And add a little flex right there, like they're furrowing their brow. And again, like the other ones, we're going to darken the outlines here. And anime eyes, they don't really go into eyelashes a whole lot. Instead, what you get, as you can see in here and on this one, you just have very thick outlines that define both the outer edge of the eye itself and the lash line. They just combine that into one really heavy line. And I'm going to darken this out here. And just like all the other ones, we're going to add in that heavy shadow too. Under the eyelid. And I really am kind of slopping these on here, but you get the hint. And again, this one's basically done too. Alright, and finally, this one's probably going to be the easiest one, and I kind of drew out a little bit too far on my paper, so I'm going to move this one down here. So, we're going to start off with, this is going to be kind of a neutral expression, not really feeling too much of anything. So, we're going to go with that curved arc for the top lid, and we're going to bring that down like that, into the corner of the eye, and we'll end around here. So usually most anime eyes, it's just the style, they don't connect all the way around. There's usually a break somewhere in just about every style of eye. So we're going to put the break right here by the nose again, and throw in a quick top lid and another straight eyebrow. And this one's going to have probably the smallest iris out of all of them. And this eye is really more of a masculine eye. In anime, the masculine eyes tend to be a little bit less expressive and have a little smaller irises in relation to the actual size of the eye. So we'll do that. We'll only bring it down about 2/3 of the way down the width of the actual eyeball. And throw in a little highlight there. And the pupil right under that. And again, we'll cut across with our shadow. And darken that in again. So a lot of these eyes follow the exact same pattern. Even though they're shaped a little bit differently, kind of the blueprint of anime eyes are often the same, or at least very similar. So if you can get a few styles down, you can really do just about whatever you want. I'll darken that too. And this one, since we're going to keep it a little bit more masculine, we're not going to do the heavy outlines around the eyes because we don't want it to look like they have big, lush, black eyelashes. We're going to kind of leave it like this. This one is probably the easiest out of all of them. But there you go. There are 4 ways of drawing anime eyes, and if you do a quick search online, you'll see lots and lots and lots and lots of different styles. But the same process is basically true across all different styles of anime eyes. They all use a very similar style, so if you, like I said, if you get a few down, you can be confident that you can do any kind you want, really. So this is just a quick little primer and an introduction on how to do just a few styles. So if you liked this video and you would like to help support the channel, please give a thumbs up and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And I will see you in the next one.